But again, the thing about a knife like this is if you were carrying this and you have to stab somebody or kill somebody with it, because make no mistake, an 8-inch blade, you put that in somebody's guts, they will die. However, I live in Idaho, so I'm going to the hardware store today. I'll probably just put this on.
I got the day off today, so I was kind of going through some of my pocket knives and doing some sharpening, and I came across a knife that I wanted to talk about today. I always carry a Leatherman, and that's my primary utilitarian knife. However, clothing permitting and that kind of thing, I generally carry a bit of a larger knife as well that I can use for larger tasks or to fight with if need be. Now, I've said it before, if you get down to using a knife to defend yourself, you got real problems. I am not a knife fighter. However, today I came across a knife that I bought a year or two ago for the collection that has no other purpose except for fighting. I don't recommend carrying a knife like that because if you have to cut somebody up with it, you're gonna have to explain to the judge why you bought a knife for no other reason than for fighting. But it doesn't mean I don't own some. So the knife that I want to talk about today is my Cold Steel OSS.
So here she is, a Cold Steel OSS. We'll go over the specs just a little bit. So essentially what you have here is an 8-inch sub-hilt fighting knife. It comes with Cold Steel's proprietary Secure X sheath. They're fine. I don't love the nylon kind of dangler here on the back, but it does what it's supposed to do. So it's kind of hard to tell how big this is, but out the door, this whole thing's over a foot long. It's 13 inches or so. I'm gonna be careful pulling this out because this weapon is sharp on both sides. It has a clip point blade, very, very narrow point, definitely for stabbing. That's what I say when this knife is a dedicated fighting knife. You can't use this for bushcraft. The top of the knife is as sharp as the bottom. So this is the top of the blade here. And here is the primary blade. So it has a Cray-X handle, in other words, a rubberized checkered handle. Cold Steel is known for this. There's no frills here. This is meant to keep it in your hand if it's wet or bloody, period. It has a sub-hilt here, this kind of rubberized little portion here. I don't really understand the point of a sub-hilt knife, and the one thing about this I could take off would be that. I guess like it helps for your grip if you're like a true knife fighter. You can also do it like this. If I were going to fight with this, it would be kind of in a, probably like a sewing machine motion, so that is helpful, but I don't love that myself. It's a huge knife. The steel on this weapon is AUS 8A. This one is made in Taiwan. A lot of Cold Steel knives are. And that's not a deterrent for me. Like I said, it's about quality more than anything. And this knife, for what it's worth, is an incredibly high quality knife. I think these go for right now on Amazon for like $60. For the price point, this is a wonderful fighting knife. That's no jiggle. That's why I like Cold Steel. I've always liked them because for the price, you get a lot of knife for the money. You always do. I don't imagine that this is full tang. It probably has a rat tail tang if I had to guess. I could be wrong, but it's unnecessary because this is not meant for any sort of hard use or bushcraft. This is just for fighting, and for that, it's plenty strong. But again, the thing about a knife like this is if you were carrying this and you have to stab somebody or kill somebody with it, because make no mistake, an 8-inch blade, you put that in somebody's guts, they will die. You have no other purpose for carrying it. The reason you had this is for self-defense, and that doesn't look good in front of any jury. Yeah, if you pull this knife out on somebody, you better be in a situation where you need a knife like this. The end of the world, zombie apocalypse, that kind of thing. This kind of knife will draw notice. However, I live in Idaho, so I'm going to the hardware store today. I'll probably just put this on. Anyway, that's my Cold Steel OSS. It's one of the few knives I have that does not have a dual purpose. It is just for fighting. Thought you guys might like to see it. If you're into that kind of knife, man, pick one up. They're pretty cool. For $60, you could do a lot worse.